Gemini, welcome to your reading. We're going to see what messages come out for you. Keep in mind that this is a general reading, not a personal. All inquiries, email spiritualguidinglight@gmail.com. All right, Gemini, we're going to see what you're currently clinging on to or what you may find yourself realizing. Only thing I ask from you, Gemini, is that you do not force any messages. Thank you. Hopefully you can't hear my heater. It's a little loud, but I need to get warm. I said I was going to go ahead and see if I can do yours and Cancers. What are you clinging on to messages before getting ready for work? So I went to the gym and I was able to get things that I needed, not just buying stuff, but things that I know that I needed. And I also got me a little treat, which I'm excited. And the treat that I got was some cookies that remind me of my childhood. Specific flavor, mother's cookies. And I was like, Gemini, this reminds me those mother animal cookies. When I was young, it created a safe space for me, especially the white ones. And when the cookie pastry bakery place produced some, I said, I want to reward myself for working hard at work. So I would reward myself. And I actually thought that I wasn't going to be able to purchase them this go round. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go work out and I'm going to reward myself and get some things that I know that I need that is going to help my well-being throughout the week. So that's what I did. And now I feel good. So Gemini, if I can do it, you can do it. All right. You might not have to, you don't have to go purchase anything, but just take out the time to reward yourself. Okay. All right. So it feels like some of you Geminis are clinging on to hard work, and take out the moment to reward yourself. Okay. That was what I channeled as I was sharing how I rewarded myself for working really hard. Okay. All right. What is my Geminis in the collective currently clinging on to? What are my Geminis in the collective currently clinging on to? Okay. All right. It's something that has your attention. So you are aware of whatever it is you're clinging on to. Yeah. You're clinging on to potential, Gemini. Okay. If you're in a relationship, Gemini, the head side of the coin is my Geminis that are in a relationship. The tail side of the coin is my Geminis where you are escaping in fantasy, and that's your safe space. Now, I'm pertaining to those of you who are dealing with someone, you are clinging on to the potential of the person. So it's kind of like, you're psyching yourself out that there is a possibility that your person or person is going to, oh, goodness gracious, show up in the relationship. And you're holding on to a potential that's not happening. Now, when it comes to my Geminis where you're in fantasy and it's a safe space, okay? There's nothing wrong with creating a safe space. So you could be a daydreamer. You can be a person who just, kind of drifts off, all right, in the headspace. And it's okay to have that safe space, but you're there too long. You're being asked to find a balance, okay? Gemini, when it comes to drifting away in your headspace, your safe space, because it's kind of like sleeping your life away. You're not living, you're living in your safe space, in your world, which is fine, but you need to have a balance. You're being asked to actually live in the real world. All right. Your reading was very, very specific, Gemini. All right. A love oracle for my Gemini. What is the love oracle for my Gemini? Deception. Yeah, I'm pertaining to self. Being in that safe space, in that head space, you're deceiving yourself that, you don't have to come back to reality, and you have to. And pertaining to those of my Geminis that are dealing with the person and you are holding on to potential, and if this person is just not showing up for the relationship, you are deceiving yourself. You might as well say you're enabling your person and saying that it's okay. So you have a lot of responsibility. All right. So this is more of an awareness that, you are holding on to something that's not happening. And it feels like it's your reality, Gemini. So for instance, Gemini, say you want me to work a certain occupation. I'm a construction worker, but you see the potential of me being in the healthcare field. So you're like, you know what, SGL, I'll pay for you to go to school to be a nurse. Okay. So I say, okay, but when it's time for you to sign me up for school, now I'm busy with my construction work. I don't have time. Basically, whoever you're dealing with is never going to fulfill the potentials that you have that's going to make the connection or your relationship successful. It's what you want. And it just is very clear that it's not what your person or the person you're dealing with wants. So you're being asked to stop clinging on to deceiving yourself, Gemini. Okay? All right. Let's go ahead and pull your I am message. Thank you for the like, my love. All right. What is the I am message for Gemini for this session? All right. Okay. We have balance coming in. We have balance, returning to heart and inner strength. All right. It's okay. Instead of us, going back into what we discussed and pertaining to what you're clinging on to, you just have a kind heart. You know what I mean, Gemini? And that's a good quality that you have. So don't remove that good quality. It's just moving forward. We can't make people see what we see, and we can't make people do what we want them to do. All right. So if someone shows you and tells you who they are, believe them. If someone is showing you that they have no intentions of meeting you halfway, then you need to find your balance, which is a challenge. And sometimes what we don't want to hear is, walking away and closing that chapter. You can make room for someone who will show up for you or whatever it is that you need. And pertaining to strength, inner strength, like I said, you have a lot of responsibilities, and it's sad to say that we have to admit that sometimes we enable situations and people we love because we got it. They'll get it eventually, but as of right now, we have it. And I don't want you to put a toll on your body, your mind, or your soul. Okay. I see something over here. Iris, you're welcome, gorgeous. Thank you for your time. Oh, thank you, Iris, for showing up. I hope you appreciate me showing up for you. Well, you're saying that. Oh, thank you. Let me give you some hearts as well. So your I am messages, you have 3 of them, Gemini, and you can speak these into your life. And it's also going to help you with your awareness. I love this fire energy here because this fire energy is going to uphold your good heart. instead of allowing you to become a cold person, whether that's from disappointment or being let down. Okay. When it comes to getting back into balance, which could be a challenge for you. And pertaining to inner strength, it says, nothing moves me from my path to the light because I have complete confidence in myself. I realize my innate qualities and abilities and know that with God, I can do anything and all the power I need is within me. Yes, believe it and receive it, Gemini. In regards to return to heart, your I am message, I breathe light and I stick to the essentials for my soul. The present moment, I calm my thoughts. I focus on my heart and find space to be. Where my light and greatness are, I find peace and inner silence. I just got a channel message, Gemini. Whoever it is that's not meeting the potentials or meeting your expectations, the moment that you take lead and start doing stuff on your own, without complaining, it's going to definitely wake up this person. Okay. And it could be waking them up as it's kind of like how I see it. It's kind of like, say you decided not to clean up your residence. You haven't cleaned up for 2 weeks, right? So stuff it shows that, your residence needs to be cleaned up, and your person literally has been lingering in the same energy and the space that needs to be cleaned up. And the moment you start cleaning up, it it kind of rouse the person up to where either they're going to get offended and have an attitude because you're cleaning up, or they're going to start helping, or they'll remove themselves from the residence because they feel like they are being condemned for no action. Okay. So I want you to be careful when it comes to you taking the lead and taking responsibility. Make sure that you're doing it with a kind heart and not with an intention that rouse up your space that doesn't need to happen, because the challenge is balance. All right. So your I am message and pertaining to balance, it says, I find a balance between each spheres of my life. I am the master of my daily life. I make time to nourish the spiritual and the physical. I bring love to my world by fulfilling the needs of my body and soul. Okay. So you are a priority. And when you start making yourself a priority, don't make the other person feel obligated. So it's kind of like basically what I'm saying in layman terms. Don't start no mess when it don't need to be no mess. Okay. All right. Gemini, you got this. I love you. Don't forget, love is kind, love is gentle. Until we meet again.